Good morning.
Hey, good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Catherine is going to be leading us. She's joining right now. But before Catherine gets us going, I wanted to draw your attention to a couple of things. First of all, we have sent out a notice that we're going to have a gluten-free tasting, and that is scheduled for here at the VIP Center on February the 5th. So we'll be here from 12 noon to 2. So those of you that are local, we would love for you to be here and be a part of that. And the second thing is that we are on day 23, well, actually 24 technically when we add in the cheat days. But we're coming to the end of this challenge, this cycle. So some of you are Fit and Focus members, so this won't necessarily impact you. But those of you that just signed up for the challenge, like you just signed up for the 30 days, you're going to have an opportunity to continue if you want to be a part of that, of Fit and Focus. And so I'm going to post that link in chat for you if you want to registered to continue on to be a part of Fit and Focus. So it is www, let's see, anginodal.com/foodfighter. I believe that's it. I always forget if it's plural or singular, or it might be. So I'll double check that link for you. Right. How many of you think that you would be able to, you that are local would be able to come to the tasting February the 5th? Jennifer Smith is a yes. Catherine? Okay, I know Irma is out of town. Angie, okay, cool. All right. So we're actually inviting our entire VIP community. So some of our business members and Purple Life members, we're inviting them as well. So would love for us to be able to get together. So, okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Catherine. Catherine, it's all you.
Good morning, ladies. Okay, let me get set here. All right. Well, it's good to be here. I know we kind of checked in a little bit yesterday, so maybe we could do that at the end if you feel like you need to. But what I wanted to talk about today is I love how sometimes we can, I think all of us, if not most of us anyway, are in the 40-day prayer challenge. So I love how sometimes we can parallel what we're talking about and in the 40-day prayer challenge with what we do in Fit and Focused. And I want to use that today and just talk about, we were talking about this morning, how committed are we, right? What have we committed to the Lord? Or, we have to be walking in the mind of Christ. Be ready. The time is here. And I want to just connect with that because I know, even as Angie has said, we're coming to the end of this particular challenge, but it doesn't have to stop here. So how committed are you to yourself, even in this program? It's a good time to assess that for you. This is, for a lot of you that have been new, this is a good, you've had time to really, get a feel and adjust to some of the different ways of eating, changing your mindset in certain ways. But you can carry that on and even get stronger in the next, in the next part of this. So I would just love for us to think about that. Again, how committed are you? You know what the program's about now. You know what some of the challenges are. You know what some of the things maybe you can work on and do differently, and how you can just even get stronger in your mindset and your choices. So it's a good time to think about that. And I want to share that, and we can, and it does, you can grow stronger and get better and better each time you go through the different phases and the different cycles of the program. I think some of us that have been on here for a while have shared that, our journeys, that, yeah, we've struggled, we've had times where we've fallen, but yet we continue to get up, and we have gotten stronger because of that. And I want to say with that, it's very, I have, in my experience with this fit and focus journey, it has really become a part of me. And I'll share why I've realized that. I am still in Albuquerque. My mother's funeral, all the services have passed. That all went really well last week, and I decided to stay on this week or here because I want to start helping, clean out my parents' home. And it just made sense. I'm here, so I'll stay, at least one more week to kind of get that started. But what I realized, I thought, oh, wait a minute, I'm out of my element. I don't have my fit and focused information. It's hard for me to pull it up on my phone. I'm used to my little space back home, my little desk, my little office. I have everything I need, I mean, I operate well in my space at home, and I'm not there, and I knew, I didn't want to bring everything with me, on the airplane. That would be ridiculous. But just certain little things that, I'm used to. And I thought, okay, that's going to be fine for a few days. Well, now it's going to be a whole nother week. So even my mother's weight scale is not working. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't weigh myself, So just all these things have come up, and I'm like, no, I'm not used to this. But what I have found, ladies, is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I don't have any of these things. I know how I feel. I don't, if I can't weigh myself, but yet I still know how I feel in my clothing, or just, I just know my body more now. And I can tell if, maybe if I'm a little bloated, if I've eaten something I shouldn't. Those are the things that I recognize. And I don't need to depend on the weights, the scale, or, everything that I'm used to having, because the program is in me. Just like, again, just the parallel, Christ is in us. This program is in us. And I'm grateful for that, because even though I am out of my element, I know I can still work the program. And that is what I'm doing. I know I can go to the grocery store. I know what foods to pick up. I know I can cook my food here. And that is exactly what I've been doing. And I'm just staying on the program. I don't have to fear that, everything is, gone awry and I can't continue with what I'm doing. And all the mantras are in my mind. Just everything is in me now. And I carry it wherever I go. And I'm so grateful for that. So I just want to encourage you that, at some point, as you continue to work this, that is what happens. And that's what's so wonderful. So I feel like I want to open that up today for conversation, because I wonder for you ladies, maybe even some of the new ladies, and especially, some of us that have been around a while, what is it that you carry with you? You know what I mean? What is it that you've already learned from this program that you can immediately think about it right away? If you're faced with a challenge, or you're faced with a temptation, what is it that you have been able to absorb into your spirit, or, your heart, your mind, about this program that is helping you so far. So I'd love to hear some of this, because this is so important to realize that we do absorb it, and it is with us. So I'd love to open it up and hear maybe some of your experiences. What is it that you feel you have already, within you, or you've held on to? Does anybody want to start? How about Sharon Smith? You've done this a couple times. What is it that you carry with you, Sharon?
Well, I was sitting here thinking about it. Last week was a roller coaster. Started over again yesterday morning. And normally I would have thought I had to go back to square one, but I didn't. I went ahead and started with day 23, and I'm following that plan. But what stuck out most to me is nothing's terminal. You can always have a fresh start. It can be where you got off the wagon, as opposed to getting back in front of the wagon, trying to drag it behind you. So in me, yeah. And even when I'm sitting making a grocery list, I think about, is that good or bad? And I know what you're talking about, a change of scenery, because of being out of town to work a few days a week. I try to take things with me, but at the same time, the timing gets messed up. Then I want to eat on the way home, and I stop and get something that's not on plan. So I have to get more vigilant about what is in me, what I do know, and putting it into practice instead of setting it aside for the moment and going a different track. But I think I mentioned yesterday I felt awful. I feel much better today. I got back on, and I got up to 3 bottles of water, so I was feeling good about that. So yeah, it's getting it to kick back in, but I'm not beating myself up. That's yesterday. It's behind me, and today's a new day again. So
Very good. I love that.
thanks.
Good. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing.
Okay, Catherine, I'll go since nobody else wants to go. I really did not think of it the way you just put it, but you're so absolutely correct. After a while, um, it really becomes a lifestyle, and it's almost, I don't want to say you're an autopilot, but you know what to do. I keep my papers with me just as a reminder, but even if I don't have it, I kind of know where I am and where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do. And then I always come back to my why. Why am I doing this? And so that kind of helps me stay committed, as you just said. So um, it does become a lifestyle, and then you become committed to it. And I also I try new things within the program, but I try it in a different way just to see how it affects my body and my mood, so that I can still remain committed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Irma. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Well, I even had an experience while I was here. I think I shared with you ladies while I'm here, there's certain food items you can get here in New Mexico that you can't anywhere else. And one big thing about New Mexico is their chili. So it's the thing about it is it red chili or green chili? That's kind of what New Mexico is known for. Is it red or green? And I love green chili. It's very flavorful. I love it, love it, love it. And a big thing that we do is the breakfast burritos are just awesome here with the chili on it. And that's the one item I thought, I'm going to get, because it holds good memories and that. And, we went out and bought some for our family, and I did buy myself one, but I did not end up eating it. And I'll tell you why. That green chili really, it just tears my stomach up. I just can't, it's painful. It's, I get a little gassy, and until it exits my body, it wreaks havoc. Even more so these days. And even in that moment, even though I wanted to eat that memory, right, I said, oh no, I just don't think I can suffer that green chili. And I was so upset about it, but that was okay because I enjoyed sitting with my family while they were eating their breakfast burritos, and I chose not to suffer. And I still have not eaten one because of that. I thought, no, I can't. It's, for me, it's just not even worth it. But I was still able to be in the memory of it with my family while they enjoyed it. So I had, I changed my mind about that. But even in those moments when you think you're going to, make you have your mind on set on one choice, and then you can just change it if you want to. You don't have to go with it, So anyway, I just wanted to share that. But anyway, does anybody else have anything? Peggy, what about you? You've come quite a way in the program. What do you think?
I like the accountability. I like that I feel like it's more clear and easy to understand, and it's doable. As you guys know, I've been with the shots and the pills and stuff for weight loss with the doctors, but they'll like tell you, okay, you need more protein in your diet. But they don't tell me how much protein, they might say like 20 grams, but what can I really eat? And I don't know, it's just the plan is just so much easier. Then also they'll tell you, you need fruits and vegetables, all this, that you learn in 4-H, when you're a kid, but they don't tell you that putting it together doesn't work. So, like drink a smoothie in the morning, they'll tell you to drink with like the vegetables and the fruit. But as we learned, vegetables and fruit don't make you lose weight. So it just maintains you. But yeah, I'm just learning more information that I didn't know before, and it's working. I get on the scale and I'm just like, oh my God, like how am I losing weight when I spent like a whole year taking medication just to lose some weight, and I'm just like losing weight so fast. But and so I eat cake and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited about being a part of this.
Good. Yeah, that's great. Very good. So you're learning to eat with food, and that's wonderful. That, like you say, the pills didn't work like, they say they would. But well, in medication, and I think you shared that in your experience, it caused some other issues for you. But
Yes.
that's the beauty of this program, that we are eating real food, and we're just learning how to, what foods go together, what foods don't go together, and even what's best for our bodies. So it's it feels very customized, for us individuals, as and because we're all so different, and that's the beauty of it too, because we can customize to what our bodies can accept or not accept. So I think that's great. That's wonderful. And then you're losing weight too, so there you go.
Yes.
That's great. Good. Okay, anybody else? What about Lydia or Sharon Felder? Anybody?
Catherine, I've got something.
Okay.
Just want to say that when you go through this and you've been on this journey for a while, things really do start to kick in. You may be hearing things and they're not going in, or maybe you're not in the place to really receive what's happening, but at some point it does kick in. And I was reminded of that yesterday. I was here at the building by myself, and there was a wedding and reception this past weekend. And so anyway, I opened up the cooler and there was an entire, like 24 cupcakes that they left. And normally I'd be like, oh my God, this is heaven, right? Back in the day. And I want you to know that those things were trying to call, it's like they were trying to call my name all day long. And it was kind of hysterical. But every time it just kept calling my name, I just got up and I started to do something else. I just said, I don't have time for that. I don't want to feel the sluggishness. If I eat some of these cupcakes, and I'm not saying, I know myself, I'm an all or none gal. And so I wouldn't just eat one. And I know that. Now, historically, that's what I would have just indulged in that. But walking through this program gives you a strength and it builds over time. So even now, if you're starting out or you're in your first year of this, you're probably not feeling as strong as you would like to. And so you have to even just eliminate those things out of your house, because if they're in your house, you wouldn't have the strength to say no to them. Well, then there comes a point in time when you've been on this so long and you recognize the benefits to your body and you don't want to mess up that relationship with food, that those things can be in your presence and it not even faze you. And so that in itself is a great goal to attain to say, I don't care that there's a dozen cupcakes or this is laying around my house. I'm tougher than that. I'm more resilient than that. And I can walk by it and turn my nose up at it and say, no, I'm not giving my health and my life over for cupcakes. So just wanted to say that encouraging word to everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Angie. That's right. Yeah.
This is Sharon. I just wanted to say what I haven't, what Angie just said is so very true. Each time I do participate, I get a little bit more, I gain more wisdom and insight that I piggybacked off from the time before. And I get more commitment and determination and motivation. So I know have to just keep doing this until it's like inbred. But what I don't do is I'll go to the exercise part, her recorded videos. I'll see that and I'll be like, tomorrow, I'll exercise tomorrow. Then I go back. Okay, well, she said do this exercise for a week. Well, we do got 30 days. So I'll go back. I mean, that's the only thing I have in me. My exercise is going to the exercise page and saying I'm not gonna exercise today. That's what I'm really trying to work on is the whole facet of it, So that's where I'm at with that part.
Thank you, Sharon. That's good. Yeah. Lydia, how about you? What have you gleaned and
Well,
absorbed?
the big part for this round was for me to really kind of pinpoint foods that really were causing me issues. And of course, they were the ones that I assumed were the ones.
Mm.
So, but then also finding of the like for the chicken, for example, where I found that eating the fresh chicken caused me issues than compared to the frozen chicken, just due to the histamine levels that were different. So, it's just for me to be more aware of that. And, just, making different selections at the store in regards for that purpose. So, and, definitely can tell when I'm not getting enough water in. And I noticed this before, it's just it seems even more present now of just how, dehydrated I'll feel. And, as soon as I get a good, 32 ounces or so in me to refresh, it's like, oh, okay, that's better. Then I'm not feeling so thirsty or so bogged down. So, just seeing more of the awareness of what I need to do and what I need to continue in.
Gotcha.
But but it was more for me just to really, really pinpoint the triggers for my inflammation and other challenges. So, it's been good just to have that, that double check. Yeah, you were right. These are these are the ones. So, but yeah, but because of eating, so clean this last, month, it's like, how things hit me faster. So it's, before it might take, another day or so trying to figure out, well, what did I eat? Now it's more immediate. So.
Hmm. No, I love that. See, and you sharing that example, Lydia, is exactly why, I say that our bodies are all so different. I mean, I've never had to deal with those types of issues you're dealing with. Now have I learned foods that don't sit well in my body? Yes, but like, your food allergies and that, I haven't had to learn that. But what I would say that's such a victory for you to be able to identify that in the beginning of your program or as you're eating clean in that, because then and then as you move on, you know what I mean? You can
Right.
use that knowledge, and then there you go. It's like building blocks. Okay, then going forward, you can't eat those things. You know what you can't eat. And then you'll start to build even more momentum in your
Right.
health loss. And that's kind of that. And I love that's what Angie's saying, in terms of, this is, you learn things as you go, and our bodies will tell us what we need to learn. And that's why this is a process. And I think that's important for us to realize, because I know a lot of women that have signed up for this program. I mean, with Irma and I being here, Sharon Felder, Sharon Smith, sadly, we've seen a lot of women come and go. And I think I know I had a friend that was part of the program at one point, and I think she just felt, I can't speak for her. I mean, we've had conversations, but it just, sometimes, and I know I was like this in other programs where you show up and you have a certain expectation, like if you're just focused on the weight loss, and even though you're losing weight, it can go two ways. If you're losing weight and then you get to a point, you go, oh, I can do this by myself, because you know what, I've got it all figured out. This is very simple. You know what, I don't even need to sign up for the next program or the next phase of it, because I'm going to be just fine. I've got all the literature, I've got it all, and then they go on and then we never see them again, but it's the community. And then even if they're not losing weight, they say, well, this program's not working for me. You know what I mean? So you kind of get caught up in the beginning of it, just making those determinations without giving yourself that commitment. I would even say like a good year of this program, because, again, our bodies go through so much, we learn so much, and we can't just take all of the information. Well, we don't even know all of the information at all times. We can talk about certain things during our Zoom calls, but it's never everything, because we can't work on everything all at once. It is a process. They are building blocks. They are, that we build on, and we take, one day at a time, one day to the next. And it really is just a process. And to be able to stick with it and let our bodies begin to heal, even from, massive sugar intake or whatever, maybe you're the person that drank, a case of pop every day, and that's not good. So you have to wean off of that, or, whatever our bodies have to adjust to. It does take time. So there's so many variables involved, our body taking time, what we learn, we have to, we have to take action in what we learn. I mean, there's just so many, there's so many things involved that really, to be fair to ourselves, to begin our, to continue the health journey and the weight loss, we have to give it time and keep working it. So even on those days where we say, oh, I just wanted to eat a bag of popcorn today, I was having a rough day. Well, guess what? Next time you're having a rough day, hopefully you'll be stronger and you'll be more committed, and you're saying, nope, I don't need that. Like Angie did, get up. Those cupcakes were calling, my breakfast burritos are calling, and I'm saying, no, I cannot. But yeah, so I just want to to encourage you in that as well, just to realize and just to just to kind of have that acceptance or surrender to the process, rather than letting our expectations that we might have get in the way of continuing for you, because it's this, all of this is about ourselves. It's loving ourselves enough, taking care of ourselves enough. It's not about anybody else. And so if we can really receive that, like Angie said, receive it and just accept it, that would be a wonderful thing for ourselves. And you'll be able to accomplish whatever your why is or whatever your goal might be. And as your goals continue to change, you'll be able to meet those goals and work toward them. So anyway, and again, I just want to end, I think we're about done here, but I just want to end it again with what we talked about in the prayer challenge this morning. I mean, I just love that we talked about that, but the time is here. The time is here to be healthy, to eat well, to feel, to take care of our bodies and feel good. The time is here. We've gone through January, we've dabbled in all of this, some of the new ladies and all of us who continue. But guess what? Now we can buckle down, we can lock it in and move forward into the next one and get even better at this. So again, the time is here. So think about that. How committed, and commit this to the Lord. Say, Lord, this is what I really want to do. I know it's tough, but with you, I can do all things. And that's where that spiritual pillar about all of this comes in. And he will help us. We get the spiritual pillar, and then the Lord's going to help us with the physical, the mental, the emotional. So let's be committed, ladies. That's my message today. The time is here. Does anybody want to say anything before we go about our day?
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Amen.
Very good. Amen.
Yeah, can I get an amen? Yeah.
Yep, the
All right.
time is here. Yep.
Time is here, Irma, ladies, everyone. Yeah. All right. Well, you ladies go and have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, bye.
Yep. Bye.
See ya.